everyone. I'm Anne-Marie Green.
And I'm Vladimir Jutit. Thanks for joining us. We begin this hour with comments from North Korea's foreign minister just made moments ago.
Yeah, he says comments made by President Trump were a declaration of war with North Korea, which means all options will be on the table for North Korean leadership.
Let's get right to CBS News Radio's Pamela Falk, who was at that press conference, and she joins us now. Pam, obviously the headline is a jarring one. The foreign minister saying the president of the United States has declared war on North Korea. Break it down for us.
Yes, this is Ri Yong-ho. I'm still at the place where he came out and spoke, and he actually came back to the stakeout to talk to people outside his hotel before he leaves the country to go back to Pyongyang. This is the same foreign minister who said that the North Korea may test a hydrogen bomb over the Pacific. Now, today, they continued the war of words, but these were a little more threatening by saying that all options are on the table, that North Korea has the right to shoot down any U.S. bombers, even if they are not over North Korean territory. He qualified it by saying he hopes that North Korea and the U.S. do not go to war, but then said we are at a state of war.
Yeah, Pamela, and this is sort of a doubling down over what he said over the weekend when he said that a rocket attack on the U.S. from North Korea was inevitable. What, if anything, are we hearing from U.S. officials about that threat?
Well, the U.S. is still saying that that there is a military option in response. But what you're hearing is, if we're attacked from North Korea and if we're attacked by the United States, the question will become, what is an attack? And if a hydrogen bomb test over the Pacific, if flying over these missiles, the ICBMs flying over Japanese territory, will be considered an act of war. Now, technically speaking, the U.S. and North Korea are still at war. There was only a truce, not a peace treaty, at the end of the the Korean War. They've always made that point that there has to be peace. But this, of course, is a new level of confrontation, and clearly the North Koreans are ramping it up.
Pamela, this clearly is going to be the headline over the next couple of hours into the days ahead. I wonder, though, what kind of diplomatic efforts are happening behind the scenes at the United Nations and in other diplomatic circles. In other words, Secretary of Defense James Mattis, the Secretary of State Rex Tillerson, their deputies, any kind of other diplomacy happening beyond the rhetoric from the two leaders?
Yes, we're hearing that there's a lot of continuing dialogue. As you know, this week at the UN General Assembly, President Trump met with the president of South Korea and the Prime Minister of Japan about this. There have been meetings at every level with Secretary of State Tillerson and U.S. Ambassador Haley with their counterparts in the region, with South Korea and Japan, as well as U.S. allies. The real question is Russia and China. Their foreign ministers at this UN General Assembly made clear what they want is more diplomatic effort, and that is to a freeze-for-freeze program, which means that North Korea stops its testing and the U.S. and South Korea stop their military maneuvers. The U.S. position on that, Vladimir and Anne-Marie, is why would the U.S. stop keeping their military up to date and doing maneuvers when they're so threatened? So you're really at an impasse in terms of diplomatic efforts, but they are continuing.
All right, CBS News producer Pamela Falk. Pamela, thank you for putting things in context and bringing us up to speed.
Absolutely. It was quite interesting, and off you went to the airport.
All right, Pam, thank you.